Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome into Rover Sports. Wanted to do a lot to get to actually today, and geez, my Periscope, it always screws up every single time. It's annoying as heck. Why don't you give me a second, please, to fix this stupid thing and. All right, so the dumb width of the Periscope, they say it should be 960, I believe. Whatever, I'll put it there. And the height should be whatever, I'll make it 960 again. So bit rate should be 96 seconds. I think the average bit rate is 134 bps. Where's 132? Just dumb stuff, kind of. Ugh. So let's see if it'll go. All right, it says it's going. What's up, guys? How are y'all? All right, it says it's going. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for rolling in. It means a lot. It means a lot. Just stay put. I have a lot of shit to get off my chest today, actually. And I'm going to talk about the Bears in a second. I'm just titling my Periscope video. You guys can catch me up on Twitter. I just want that to gain a little bit of traction. So just stay put. And then I'll go in and look at your comments as well in 1 second. Okay, almost set. And basically, almost set. Okay, we did it. We're in. We're in. Thank you guys for staying put. Means a hell of a lot. What is going on, guys? First thing I want to say, congratulations to the Chicago Bears. Y'all made the right motherfucking hire. Finally, an offensive coordinator that's going to come in there and help Mitchell Trubisky out with this stale bullshit of John Fox. Let that guy go with Adam Gase. What's his name? That Dowell Loggins fat dude. Let him go with Adam Gase in Miami and screw up Ryan Tannehill. Problem is, Ryan Tannehill's already fucked up as it is. Congratulations to the Chicago Bears. Y'all deserve it. The Andy Reid tree. The Andy Reid tree includes Doug Peterson, John Harbaugh, give me Riverboat Ron, give me, I'm forgetting one other guy, Sean McDermott, okay? Those are all Andy Reid disciples. Heck of a hire. The game is going young towards offensive coordinators. You guys now have a very good coordinator. Ever since Nagy took over the call plays, he did very well. Guy is taking his time, taking his lumps, and I'm going to add some pretty cool Mitchell highlights here for you guys as well, so your Bears fans can continue to salivate. This is a heck of a hire for the Chicago Bears. I have no qualms at all with it. You guys kept Nagy kind of quiet, and for that, I can really respect it. It's a big-time hire. When you look at the NFC now, I mean, when you look at the North, I mean, Mike Zimmer's a very good coach. McCarthy's not that good of a coach, but Alex Smith and Trubisky are similar. Both of them have fast feet. Both of them have limited, arm strength throwing down the field. That's my biggest problem with Trubisky is he's a play-action type of bootleg quarterback. He's very similar to Alex Smith in that, he relies on timing. He's not going to improvise and be like a Josh Allen. He could still be effective. Trubisky should aim to kind of be an Alex Smith. There's no way that Mitch is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo, but can Trubisky be a functional quarterback in the NFL? Sure. He can be even better than Jared Goff with the right coaching staff. I'm not in love with Mitchell's game. I don't think he's a one-in-a-generation type of talent. Like, I would take Cam Newton over Trubisky any day. In fact, I like Trubisky as a kid, nicest kid, good leader. It's just that, in terms of his ability, I am not, he doesn't have that incredible arm strength that like a Wilson has. But can Trubisky function? He can. Can Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen function? They can. Can Ryan Pace select players? The Eddie Jackson pick was a great pick in the third or fourth round after Jackson got hurt. And also, Adam Shaheen was a beast at the end of the year. Tariq Cohen was a gem in the draft. So Ryan Pace, you did your thing, man. And you deserve now to have a competent coach. I'm glad that they didn't go out and hire maybe a stubborn coach. Nagy seems like a really good dude. I'm really excited for tomorrow as it's going to be freezing rain up here in the Northeast. I'm excited to watch the press conferences of Matt Nagy and John Gruden. And no more Mark Trestman bullshit. No more John Fox. And the Bears make a big-time move. This guy's young. This guy's a little bit of a risk. He hasn't done it in the NFL in a long time. But out of everybody available, this is one of my favorite guys on the market. So I really like this hire. If I were Detroit, I would go out and I would sign Matt Patricia because Matt Patricia also has a huge upside. And you compare Patricia with that gimmicky offense that Bob Cooter runs where they don't run the ball. But just it's interesting. I'm not the biggest Vic Fangio fan. I'm not a 4-3 fan at all. I'm not a 3-4 fan because it requires you to have excellent linebackers. And I know that Leonard Floyd's very good. I know Freeman is good. I know Leonard really came on, and I know that everybody loves Vic Fangio in Chicago and with the coaching staff. But I don't love how they play that soft zone coverage. I think you can even I like an aggressive 4-3 corner if I'm a 4-3 defensive coordinator if I am the Chicago Bears. But other than that, I will go ahead and I will take your questions on YouTube right now about Matt Nagy. Let's see if any of you guys are commenting right now on YouTube right now. So what is going on? Lil Ghost, what's going on? A lot of you guys checking in right now to the podcast, which I'm very appreciative of again. Let's see if I can minimize this thing. And you guys are absolutely awesome. So appreciate y'all. In your Bruno Mars voice, indeed. I like Matt Nagy. And I'm going to get to this point, Cam, in a second. I appreciate you hopping in. And I'll get to this point in a second, basically. Golden Globes last night. One of you guys is asking about that. I'm happy that that movie with Woody Harrelson won. I love that freaking movie. But anyway, let's get to another topic. And this has to do with the topic that Cam brought up. And this is my man, Josh McDaniels. So here we go. We're going to do a little bit of technical things today back in the basement studio. So just more pictures and other shit that we got going on. Okay, so here it is. Steve Wilkes. If you guys ever watch any interview of Steve Wilkes, do yourself a favor and just watch this guy. Because the Panthers, they hired him as a defensive coordinator. This guy is a great leader. Like, this guy is so poised. He sounds so professional. That Panthers defense this year, very good. Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, Kawan Short, they know how to stop the run. Their cornerbacks really improved this year. I mean, Daryl Worley improved. Bradbury improved. They played well yesterday. I mean, they shut down Ingram and Kamara. They made Drew Brees have to beat them. The game plan was fine, and I am very happy that the Saints won because now the Giants are going to have a chance at getting Steve Wilkes. And I hope it's not a Rooney Rule thing. I hope that they really take him into consideration because him and Dave Gettleman, they will work together perfectly. And I think that it's a great hire and a great decision for the Giants to get Steve Wilkes. I'm all in on this guy. This guy will unify our locker room. All the cornerbacks of the New York Giants got suspended last year. So it is time for this guy to come in, and this guy has veteran leadership. People love him, swear by him. I'm totally down with getting Landon Collins, Cromartie, and Jack Rabbit all on the same page, and this guy will come in, and this guy will unify a very broken locker room. Josh McDaniels had his chance in Denver. He's working with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. The guy could be another Hugh Jackson. Remember when everybody was like, Hugh Jackson is a great hire? He went 8-8 with an unstable Al Davis in Oakland, and he's a really good hire for the Browns. Remember everybody wanted him? Well, how come McDaniels, how come he isn't a Hugh Jackson? Guy is stubborn. Guy didn't respect his assistant coaches in Denver. I mean, let McDaniels go out to Arizona. Let him go out to another franchise. The Giants can't fuck this up, okay? Too much McAdoo. The end of the Coughlin regime is over. Giants fans are watching Tom Coughlin build a defense in Jacksonville. Listen, get Gettleman his guy. Let these two work to get together cohesively. When I look at this head coach, this coach reminds me of John Harbaugh. He reminds me of Mike Tomlin. He's solid. He's competitive. He isn't apathetic. He's not like a Todd Bowles or a Caldwell that is very apathetic on the sidelines, like I just said. This guy's actually passionate, has fire, and I'm totally down with Steve Wilkes, and I don't want Josh McDaniels coming in at all. I don't care if he's changed or not. He could be another Ben McAdoo. He's temperamental. We have already Gettleman. It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, should Josh Jackson out of Iowa, one of you guys is saying, Josh Jackson is a decent player. Out of Iowa. And I like Kirk Ferenz, and those guys are usually mature kids. Yes. So who do I think that the Chicago Bears should draft? Who should the Chicago Bears draft? Well, the Bears, I got to actually check their draft position, but they probably need a wide receiver. I would really like Christian Kirk or Anthony Miller. Give me Anthony Miller out of Memphis, actually. Give me him or give me Christian Kirk. The reason why I think that I would do that, and I'm going to get to your Niners points in 1 second, as I'll go back to the main screen. The reason I like Christian Kirk is because Christian Kirk had to deal with shitty quarterbacks and very unstable ownership in A&M with Kevin Sumlin. He dealt with Noah Mazzoni and what Jake Spavital, I think. So offensive coordinators were going in and out, and Christian Kirk is fast. And Calvin Ridley's a little temperamental. If you watch his interviews, I mean, honestly, playing with Jalen Hurts isn't the most fun, but the guy's a little bit temperamental. And at that position, wide receiver, you got to get solid guys. And Anthony Miller and Christian Kirk, there's not that much difference between them and Ridley. Those guys are really exceptional people that would be fun to work with. And maybe Calvin's a great guy. I'm going to try to get Calvin Ridley, whatever, on the show. I think Calvin's a good guy, but I just know Anthony Miller and Kirk are special people, and I'd go with them if I were the Chicago Bears. I mean, Kevin White, it's just about time to pull the plug on Kevin White. I guess Fuller I'd probably re-sign if I were Chicago. Go ahead and get Fuller re-signed, I guess, if I were the Bears. And then maybe a pass rusher too, because, you know, your interior defensive line's freaking great. I mean, that guy Hicks is wonderful. That guy Goldman, if he's healthy, is good. So why not do that? So, and then there is some decent corners. But I don't think Minka's getting up there. And let me try to think of the corners. It's an okay cornerback draft. So maybe if Kerwin dips down, Kerwin James out of Florida State. But again, they need a receiver there. And listen, and a pass rusher too. Go ahead and find an elite level pass rusher. You know, Denzel Ward, he didn't play in his bowl game, but that kid does have talent. So I would check out Denzel Ward as well. I think he could be pretty good. So yeah, let's get to a couple of passionate topics I have to talk about. And that's, again, I'm going to show you guys my shirt. New York Football Giant fan right here. So I am really hoping for Atlanta to just take the Eagles out of their misery. I want the Atlanta Falcons to go into the link, and I want Devontae Freeman to run the ball. I want Tevin Coleman to run the football, and I want all these Eagles fans that have gloated at the Giants' expense, I want them right back, going right back to the draft, and then we can all laugh, smile, we can even cheers, have toasts, as the Giants will then have the second pick, and the Eagles will be way back in the draft order. That would be wonderful. And initially, I wanted the Rams to win because I loved the Saints matchup. Like, I thought the Eagles would lose to the Saints. I loved the Saints pass rush. I loved Kamara and Mark Ingram. But Atlanta, much better than Jared Goff. Dan Quinn, I trust that dude. That guy is pretty good. Devontae's getting healthy. That defense is nasty. I love how Alford and Brian Poole are playing right now. So I'll get your comments, but I think Atlanta can do it. So I really like it. What do you think about Le'Veon Bell to the San Francisco 49ers? Whew. Wow. I mean, that would be just... oh my God, because Le'Veon Bell's a guy who can catch passes out of the backfield. And you put him with Kyle Shanahan, and you just have him and Matt Breida. That would be pretty freaking fantastic. And, you know, in Pittsburgh, Le'Veon Bell's got to look at it like this. Ben is retiring. You know, the whole James Harrison thing kind of blew up. I mean, why wouldn't you want a fresh start? I mean, there's always shit going on there, like with Tomlin, with Ben, with Antonio Brown. Ben's going to retire. If you're Le'Veon, you need a fresh start. You're overshadowed a little bit by Antonio Brown. Be a hero and go to the Niners. You got the most... it's funny to call the Niners stable with Tom Sula and Chip Kelly and Jed York. But right now, Jimmy Garoppolo... why wouldn't you want to play with him? Why? Why wouldn't you want to go play with Kyle Shanahan? Why wouldn't you want to deal with John Lynch on a daily basis, the most player-friendly general manager that is in the National Football League? So if you're Le'Veon Bell, and the fit for the Niners is pretty damn good. I mean, you look at the secondary does need help because Dante Johnson's going to be gone. The linebackers, you can always look for another linebacker. You know, DeForest Buckner is not splashing you with sacks, but he's making run-stopping plays. But you look at the defense and the Niners, I think it's time for the Niners. I think it's window time. I think in the second year, when you have a player such as Jimmy Garoppolo, it's time to go and win the... it's time to go and win the NFC West right now. So, yeah, I think that the free agency moves will be interesting. Tremaine Johnson's a free agent who's very, very good. The line, you're right. I mean, the guards are not that great. And, you know, of course, CJ got killed. So, yeah, I mean, you should go out and maybe look for linemen. Running back is not a premier position in the NFL. Like, I'm a big Le'Veon Bell fan, though. I think that he's worth the money. You know, when you look at Saquon Barkley to the Niners or Saquon Barkley anywhere, I think that you could draft running backs that are just as good. And you know what, Le'Veon Bell, I think that he's a transcendent runner. He's getting healthier. He did have that marijuana issue that he's cleaned up. He's patient. He's a really patient running back. And I think in Kyle's offense he would really work and he'd finish drives. So you should explore it. Explore it. I think Bell is okay. I don't know if I would do that, though. But I also wanted to make this video, guys, because what I saw Saturday night out of Jared Goff, he looked awful. In the biggest game of Jared Goff's life, he looked pretty shitty. And you could say, well, Pharaoh Cooper blew the game, and that has some merit. But third down-wise, Wade Phillips, who's already an older head coach, he couldn't get off the field on third down. Jared Goff is a limited player. He can't hold a candle to Jimmy Garoppolo. And when you look at this division, I mean, when you look at Shanahan and McVay, they're both great coaches. But you look at just how young the Niners defense is, the Niners should beat the Rams consistently. Because Jimmy is that much better at the position that matters. Jimmy G is Mr. Third Down. And if you could stop Cooper Kupp, and the matchup's great because you get DeForest Buckner, you get, Rubin in there to make plays. You can go ahead, and Solomon Thomas is very good too. Those guys can stop Todd Gurley. And that's why the Niners are in great, great shape. Do I think that Joe Williams is going to play in the future? I'm not sure. That's a very interesting question. That was kind of a weird draft pick because that guy didn't finish his career on a college team. So yeah. Garçon's returning as well. Yeah, I'm not incredibly excited about Garçon though. So I'm just not. He's okay. He's a good veteran presence, but I want to see Trent continue to develop, and I just want Keese to turn into a top 5 guy, which I think Keese has that potential. Anyway, tonight is the national championship game, and I'm ready to see the UGA bandwagoners kind of take a little bit of a seat. Everybody hates Nick Saban. Everybody hates on Alabama. I'm tired of this bullshit with everybody hating on St. Nick and Alabama. I mean, those guys, I understand that people sometimes want them to lose, but the thing is about Alabama is that, Nick's really the first guy to do it. Kirby is kind of a copycat. Kirby's not that nice to the media. He's serious, whatever. But he's not it's not like Kirby Smart and Georgia's like the most likable team. All they do is make fun of Tennessee fans. They act like they're hot shit all the time. They talk shit to Tennessee fans all the time. And when they had Mark Richt, nobody wanted Kirby Smart. And now everybody just acts like they want Kirby Smart. And most of the Georgia fans, I'll say a couple of them, like Uncle Lou, nails it. And Uncle Lou is a genuine Georgia fan. But everybody's hopping on their bandwagon. Everybody loves seeing Davin Bellamy talk shit to Baker Mayfield when Davin Bellamy's the one guy who wears a freaking Savages thing on his freaking neck. I mean, Davin Bellamy, for him to say humble yourself to Baker Mayfield, Davin Bellamy, he's a defensive player, but I'm sure that he even said that he does the same shit. So he loves how Baker Mayfield plays. It's just that they won. That's why they're talking all this shit about Baker Mayfield. And yes, I do like Baker Mayfield. He had one incident in Arkansas. He's not Johnny Football. It's a lazy freaking argument. And you guys could say, hey, well, you love Baker Mayfield and whatever. And I do. And I think Baker Mayfield is going to be great. And for all these people that just love to hop on the bandwagon, whether it's Deshaun Watson, whether it's, the Georgia Bulldogs this year, Jake Fromm, everybody loves Fromm and his story and, how he played in the Little League World Series, and it's nauseating. And listen, I criticize Jalen Hurts a lot, but that kid deserves a championship. This Alabama team has got to the championship 3 straight years. Georgia's on the come up. This is their first game in the national championship. And listen, they're playing at, in Atlanta. All the dog fans are going to be there and whatnot. It's time for Alabama to get what they claimed last year. It's time for Jeremy Pruitt to go off into the sunset like Kirby did as a winner. And I can't stand how everybody just hates on Nick Saban. I know that Nick isn't this incredibly gregarious, friendly guy and he bitches a lot. But Nick Saban, he gets all the players, he does everything the correct way. And all these people saying that they like the Georgia Bulldogs tonight when they have when they've never rooted for Georgia in their damn lives, it's just annoying. I'm so tired of this Georgia Bulldogs love-a-fest. Just everybody's just sucking on them, and it's so damn annoying. So annoying. I can't wait tomorrow for the John Gruden press conference. I can't wait for Alabama and Jeremy Pruitt. I'd love nothing more than Alabama to win this game 40-0, and for all of these just Georgia fanboys to just curl up, shut the fuck up, and not watch any Georgia football next year. Because that's what will happen. They'll all go back to their Big Ten teams that said, Alabama shouldn't have been in the playoff. They'll all do all that shit. And then they'll watch as Tennessee comes up. And for all of them that are giving the Tennessee Vols all this shit saying Tennessee deserves Greg Schiano, they're a bottom flight program that hasn't won since Philip Fulmer is there. Well, you Georgia fans will see what it's like when Tennessee comes back to prominence. For everybody saying you guys should have taken Greg Schiano, and Greg Schiano's a good hire. Greg Schiano just fucking got replaced by Alex Grinch. He's not even the DC there anymore. They had to get a young guy to go in and help his sorry ass. Okay? And he didn't get any other interviews. Greg Schiano. None! Zero! So for all you Georgia fans that act like are holier than thou, Tennessee's coming, Pruitt's coming for you, and Jeremy will eat you alive tonight with Nick Saban. You will not run the ball. Jake Fromm will turn back into carriage ride. He'll turn back into a pumpkin in a hurry. He's not an NFL quarterback. Jalen Hurts will come out there, and Bo Scarborough will finish what he did not last year, and Nick Saban will win again. Because Nick is the best. All you other copycat guys that are saying the dynasty is dead, that are saying Kirby's caught up to Nick, you guys can go curl back into your corner and root for your Big Ten teams and whatever, because it's time for the UGA bandwagoners to just completely, by the second half, just have a drink. They'll have a drink of wine, they'll turn off the game, and they'll say, Alabama, Alabama sucks, Alabama, we'll go back, blah, blah, blah. They won't even give a crap tomorrow. For the Georgia fans that are actually going to the game in the Georgia Dome, or that are watching like the Uncle Lou channel, and those UGA fans that were in it from the beginning, again, I congratulate you guys. You guys know who you are. That have gone to games at Sanford, that watch them religiously. They have a really great fan base. But for all the national people that were sick of Alabama and sick of the SEC and wanted Ohio State to get into the playoff and all this bullshit, all this Joe Klatt argument bullshit, how Ohio State was deserving, Alabama's the best team in college football. They had injuries. They lost at one of the toughest places to play in the country at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Okay? In fact, UGA lost there too at Jordan-Hare. They didn't lose to Iowa. They lost to Jarrett Stidham, Kerryon Johnson, Carlton Davis, Jeff Holland. They lost to a pretty damn good football team. So listen, I'm going to do a lot of other reactions. I think Steve Wilkes should go to the Giants. I think Patricia should go to the Lions. I think that'd be a great hire. I think that Josh McDaniels he could end up in Arizona. That's a perfect place for him. He could just reset everything. But we'll see. I don't think Arizona's going to hire him because of his personality. They usually hire rock-solid guys in Arizona. And tomorrow's Gruden Day, the first day that we get a John Gruden press conference. And I'm so excited to see what Gruden will bring to Oakland. So, Atlanta, do your shit. Take care of the Eagles this week. Please, all these Eagles fans, this incredible year that they had. It's been hellish for Giants fans, and I know that Atlanta can run the football. I know Matt can take care of the ball. I know Dan Quinn and Mo will come up with a game plan that is good, control the time of possession, bleed out the clock, salt the game away, and bleed it out. And I love that it's the first game next week, so you could just cut the head right off of the snake, go ahead and beat the Eagles. Because all Giants fans, that's what we want. We want the NFC East. We want them to just join us. A big kumbaya. Let's go to Dallas. Let's have some cocktails. Let's relax. Let's have some wine and cheese. Let's watch the NFC Championship in New Orleans or Minnesota. And let's just all relax and get back to the same part, which is next year's NFL draft. So Atlanta, do your thing. I have confidence that you can do your thing. Giants fans are rooting for you. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. And again, I do a show around here in Philadelphia. So, Eagles fans, I know what you go through on a given basis. And most of my entire family is Eagles fans. So if you're going to say you're a hater, I'm the one guy in my family that is not an Eagles fan. So, I'll be on Philadelphia radio. You guys can call in and talk as much shit as you want. That's what makes rivalries in sports great. Alrighty, thank you guys. Great hire, Chicago. Congrats to Josh from the Sports Fury and my man Sean's Beard and everybody that is a Bears fan. Big Cat from Barstool, all of the Bears fans that have suffered through offensive futility for so long.